Campers, it's me, Ari Lehman, the first Jason Voorhees. From Friday the 13th, I'm here with AJ, and he's got the juiciest slice ready for you. It's dripping with blood. Jason never dies.
The lovely, beautiful Suzanne. Suzanne Snyder, everybody. Now I went through and checked with everyone to make sure that they got good questions. So I want to get started with the questions right away. How are you? Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
I'll let you
Thank
take
you.
that.
I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, who's got the first question out there? Right there.
So when you first saw those clowns, what was your first impression? Because those things are just such an amazing practical effect. And they're just so gorgeous and how they work and everything. What was, when you saw that back, then?
Yeah, well, so the Kios were really generous with explaining everything to us. So we were able to see how the clown's eyes worked and their mouths and we were able to understand how everything worked before we did it. And so it was awesome. I mean, that was, they did Large Marge and Pee-wees, and that was how they really started to become famous. They were really talented. So it was fascinating. It's fun.
Oh.
Question back there.
Between Killer Klowns and Nightshade Cinema, which one was your favorite to start?
Well, they were really different. So when I did Return was with one of my dearest friends, Tom Matthews, and we knew each other beforehand. We'd always spent time together in this group of friends, and Jimmy was one of Tom's friends from the first movie. So I had this group, this posse when I was doing it, and so I laughed a lot when I did Return when we did part 2. My face would come home and it would hurt because we were laughing so hard. With Killer Klowns, it was 2 months in a really beautiful place at Santa Cruz, and I learned a lot about special effects then. So I don't know if I could pick. They were both just great, and I ended up with having lifelong dear friends, so that was really awesome.
Yeah, Tom Matthews is great. Good friend of the con.
Yeah.
And did you know his roommate was George Clooney when he was coming up?
I do. I did know that. Yeah.
Right there. The green.
Hi, I have a really quick question. I think a lot of people wonder about this, and it's the dynamic between you and Mike, your boyfriend, and Dave, the cop. Did the writers and directors actually mean for it to be so awkward and sort of convoluted, like with you sort of like interacting with your ex-boyfriend being kind of like antsy with you towards the end of the movie? I just always wondered.
Yeah, that was part of the script. They wanted that, for sure. Yeah, the thing that I thought was so cool about that movie was the girl was the smart one that didn't wear the tight, sexy clothing, right? I wore baggy clothing, and I was smart. I was the one that was like, we shouldn't do this. And he was like, no! So it's kind of fun to reverse like that.
Which didn't always happen back then.
No, it didn't
Back in the days, that did not always happen. So the Chiodo brothers were like ahead of their time.
Yeah, it's made it fun.
All right, I saw a hand up over there. There you go. How did you deal with the balloons? Breathe in the balloon.
Oh, so the balloon was just half of a large plexiglass balloon. It was only half. So they had a platform in there, and I stood in that. And so I wasn't really angry.
So in acting school, they didn't have bubble practice. No, it wasn't a thing.
No bubble practice. But I did know how to fall out of the balloon when I was doing Killer Klowns. Mike Martinez, who was one of the stunt coordinators, helped me fall.
Oh.
Showed me how to fall. Yeah.
Right there.
What do you was like, I like cartoon puppets.
How much of it was like green screen or puppets, maybe like stop motion? I mean, it definitely is not like the CG we have today.
Right, so the tent in the beginning was just, we were just looking at a drawing that they showed us. And then when we walked into the center of the spaceship, that was, we didn't know what that was going to look like. So a lot of the stuff was green screen back then. Yeah, and then they put it in later. So we didn't even know what it was going to look like, some of the stuff.
But those pretty wild, some of the hallways, there's one with balloons everywhere.
Oh, that was
the ones that
real.
move and stuff.
Yeah, all of that stuff was real. So either it was green screen or most of it was practical. With the Kyotos, it was puppets and practical because they're so talented at that.
All right, we have another question somewhere. Yes, right there.
What's the illusion between like the massive clown with him throwing the ice cream truck?
How did they get that illusion with the clown and the ice cream truck?
So Clownzilla was actually Charlie Kyoto. He was in the clown outfit, and that was all done on a set, and that was like a miniature ice cream truck and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, the big ice cream truck was there. Yeah.
Right over there. Meredith.
Any of the especially this one, but any of them, keep any of the props or any of the things from the set.
Souvenirs, did you keep anything?
We're not allowed to. So when we finish filming, they don't know if we're really done filming. So they have to keep everything to make sure. And then what they do is they test it with audiences. And sometimes then you even end up coming back and like in Weird Science, there was a scene that we had a shot where we were at the gym and the boys are pants. We shot that like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months after. Because things don't test well and then they have to act and so you don't get to. I mean, I know Chevy Chase got to keep his pig outfit, but he's Chevy Chase, right? I mean, we get to do that kind of stuff. Most of the time. Yeah.
Right there, yeah.
So one of the questions we have is Weird Science game did they name you Debbie? Is this one because they loved Weird Science? Is that came first? Or was that just
It was just coincidence, yeah, that I had Deb and Debbie. I think it was maybe just a popular name back then. I had a lot of Lisas also. Yeah.
Yep.
Did you know at the time of filming that this had the potential of becoming like a cult classic? Did you feel that in your gut?
So, no, I didn't. But my agent, I was working a lot then, and my agent made me read the script. And she told me it's Kyoto Brothers, and they're going to be like the new Stan Winston, and this is going to be a cult classic. She told me that. So she knew.
Her intuition was right on.
Yeah, she knew.
Yeah, it was even made for under $200 or $2 billion. It was
Yeah.
under that,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
Right there, you can.
Was there a type of like clown or a type of costume that you had the most fun interacting with, or just like that you got the look of the most?
Clown that you liked interacting the most with, or was there a costume that you really liked or identified with a certain clown?
Just with Killer Klowns? Are you asking about Killer Klowns? Well, so I kind of like Bubbles, the big fat clown, when he comes into the cotton candy storage facility, we'll call it. And they take the straw and put it in and kind of test it to see if it's ripe enough and everything like that. I thought that was pretty cool. But I also like the clown that did the puppet, the shadow puppets. That was really cool.
Yeah, I'll have to work on my crossing it down the way.
Right?
That was amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you got a question right there.
Yeah, I was just curious, when you were getting into acting, were you already a fan of horror and science fiction, and did you see that as your destiny? Or did you become a fan as you found those opportunities?
So, I am a fan of horror fans. I am not a fan of horror films. I am a big chicken, And nobody really wants to sit next to me when I watch a film because I will scream and scare the shit out of them. So that's, but I do think that the horror community and the people that come out to these cons are exceptional. Yeah.
Right there.
So the sequence in the bathroom where you're fighting off, you know, the long-necked little clowns, like how long did that take to film?
You know, it was supposed to be kind of like Psycho, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the clowns. That took maybe about 2 days because we had different sequences, right? Because we had the puppet coming out of the hamper, and then the puppets coming out of the hamper, and the puppet coming out of the toilet, and then we had to figure out how to get the shower curtain down and cover. So it just took a lot of blocking and things like that, and then getting the puppets into my sweater, and then switch the sweater so it was cold instead of hot, just all that kind of stuff. Charlie Kiernan did a lot of that puppeteering for that scene.
Question.
Was it true that this movie was kind of like a bomb at the box office, but soon later became like actually a good classic, a good movie and stuff?
Was the movie kind of, not very popular when it came out, but then blew up as a huge cult film?
So, you know, I'm not the expert on that question, but what I remember was that it did okay. But what happened was the man who owned the movie company and the producers shortly sold everything, I believe, and so it never really got its fair shake. And then it ended up in Midnight Movie Classics, and that was when it really started to just take on a life of its own.
You want to save that question for Night of the Creeps. That's a better question for that movie. Definitely. We've got another question over here. Right there. In the mask. I love it.
Everyone has like kind of a theory about what clowns are and why they're on Earth in the movie. What's your theory?
Why the clowns came to Earth? Because we're delicious.
Anybody? Right there.
So you got a little physical in this movie, and you got to punch some zombies in other movies. How much of your own stunt work have you done, and what would be like the more extreme things you've had to do?
I haven't really done that much. Most of my parts didn't have a lot of stunt work. Maybe falling out of the balloon would have been, that might have been the only thing where I really had to like do a fall or something like that.
Yeah, right there.
So when they made this movie, that was good. Was it a horror comedy, or was it a horror movie? And then they changed it up as we go along.
Good question. How much of a change was there when you had the script to when it was at the final film?
It was always a campy movie. The kiddos have a really funny sense of humor, and like Mike Tobacco is actually based on one of their really good childhood friends. And they've been making movies since they were little kids, so they wanted Clownzilla, like Godzilla. So they kind of took a lot of different parts of different movies and, you know, what they loved, and they put that into this film. Yeah.
All right. Any other question? I want to be sure to see you. These lights are kind of bright there. Yes, right there, Richard.
This isn't a Killer Klowns question, but I forgot to ask you earlier. You were considered, I believe, for the Breakfast Club, and then you went into Weird Science because John Hughes knew you from the Breakfast Club, or you got into that part. Do you ever feel like you're part of that Rat Pack adjacent kind of world, or?
I never felt like I was a part of the Rat Pack.
No? But you did try for Breakfast Club?
I did. I went for Breakfast Club. He brought me in, and John told me he liked my reading, but that offers were already out, and he thought that everyone offers to the stars who actually took it. He felt that everyone was going to take those parts. but that he was working on another film, and he thought I would be perfect for it, and that he would bring me back. And I was like, well, that's really nice, but it's not going to happen. And he did. He brought me back, and I got the role of Deb. I was actually Killy, and Judy went off to France and enjoyed food and had fun, and I had my wisdom teeth pulled, and I couldn't be with Alon, and she couldn't be with Michael because Michael grew like a string bean, and so they switched us around just because of what happened with our growing up.
Any other questions we got out there? I got a question. Do you know anything about the new Killer Klowns that's coming?
So, what I know is that Ryan Gosling loves Killer Klowns, loves it, and he's got an option, and it's a 5-year option. I also know that there is a film script that has been written, and it's 3D. I don't know if he's going to use that script or not. I also know that they had an idea to do 3 different scripts. One was all about Grant and his life after the Killer Klowns, my life, and then John, Alan Nelson's life. So what's going to happen? I don't know. Hopefully Ryan will, do something with Killer Klowns like he did with Fall Guy, and we'll all get to have little cameos.
Yeah, that would be awesome. What?
December 2025, Early Living Dead. The third new one is coming out. Do you have anything involved with that?
No, I don't. I didn't even know that was happening.
Yeah. So I got a question. What's your favorite thing to do? Because you've done TV, movies, and even voice work for video games. What would you think is the most fun?
I like doing comedy. I love doing comedy. But I think a lot of the horror films that I've done were funny also. So I like doing horror comedy, but I like that kind of stuff.
We got anything else? Otherwise, everybody, thank you very much. All right, everybody, stay tuned for Night of the Creeps up next. About 10 to 15 minutes of good bathroom time.
I'm about to have a private screening with 40 of my favorite fans. Listen, I just want, if you don't have a drink, you should probably get 2. Because this next party is going to be a lot more fun. So we're going to get a couple cocktails and start this movie and have a good night. Yeah! Woo! That's right. You'll find me at the bar having a cold beer. Thanks to all you guys for staying in school. Right? Thank you guys.
And Suzanne will be here for about another half hour, so make sure if you want your autographs, you get them now, okay? Right. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Hi, guys.
Hello.
I don't even need a microphone.
We've got the one, the only Jason Snyder.
Thank you, all you guys for staying and watching it. Who never saw the movie before? What'd you think?
It was great. Good? Yeah, it was great.
I think that the audience now gets the movie.
Yeah.
Because when it came out, I think Fred Decker, do you want to? Well, why not? I mean, I'm uncomfortable with it, but I'll try. I think that what I was saying to the people that hadn't seen the movie before, for all of you that watched it on USA Up All Night and those kind of things, hey, I'm so grateful. It's really cool to be here in Minnesota with all you guys.
Yeah.
And it was a really great experience. And I like to watch it with people that have never seen it before, because when you're doing a movie like this, everyone is hoping that it's going to be the blockbuster, you know, because we had a good budget and we had all the things. We're like, oh, we're making the hit movie of the summer. I think it was in the theaters like 8 days or something. It's okay. You guys are here now, right? But it took like 3 decades for it to build up the following where it got. And the people that see it now, they get it. And at the time when it came out, people didn't know whether they were watching a horror or a comedy or what, you know, what is it. But when you see it now, you get it. You try to put it all in there, right? Black and white, the slasher, aliens, zombies. So for horror fans, I think it's a home run.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, who's got some questions?
Yeah, just trying to come up with something like, hey, where do you live? I live in Park City, Utah. Thank you.
All right, we got a guy there with his hand up.
Still proficient with a flamethrower.
Look, I'm old school Georgia boy. Give me a weapon, I got that shit down.
All right, so I noticed someone's hand in the back, right there.
It wasn't a license to my friend. We were at the beginning. That's the new alternate ending on the 35th anniversary. We were working. The aliens came back. We were asking what the fuck happened to the aliens. Now they're back.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I didn't even know about this other area for a long time, you know. People would come up to me at the con and something like, so man, what you like better? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What ending? I didn't even know there was a director's cut for this ending. But I like it, he left it open. However, Fred is not willing to do another one because he realizes this was a special little thing and it's never going to be the same if you try to redo it.
Well, Tom Atkins said it was his favorite role.
So, listen, to have Tom Atkins, when I do something in all the films he's done, and to say this is my favorite movie ever, makes me feel pretty good. So, we had 2 different kinds of slugs. Because what's cool about this, it was way before CGI, right? So they had to actually come with real props and make things happen because you didn't rely on a computer. So there were 2 different ones. One of them was just on a fishing line. And they would pull them through the grass on a little line and shake it, pull it through. And they had another one that was a little mechanical one that wiggled like that. They didn't give me any of them. I took one of the regular ones. I'm sorry. Yes. I auditioned to beat everyone else.
Yeah.
So truly, it was just going to audition. As an actor, people go, "Oh, acting is not hard." You know, when you have a role and you go to work, it's not work; it's a joy. The work is getting the job, right? Going on the auditions. Once you get the job, it's like, oh, thank the good Lord, I got a job. So I just went and I auditioned like everyone else, and originally I was auditioning for the role of JC. And I thought that was the role I wanted because I'm going to get an Academy Award on my crutches. I didn't realize he was only in the movie a few minutes, you know what I mean? So when Fred was like, hey, I want you to read for Chris, I want you to do this, I was like, well, I don't know, I think I'm real good for this. He's like, I think you'd be good for this role. And I didn't realize he was offering me the lead because I thought the role was like, I'm going to sing my teeth into this handicapped character and win my award. But I don't think any Academy Awards were coming out of that. So I think whatever. It's a great movie. I'm glad you guys like it. But I'm real.
Alright.
No, I love it when people ask questions like that. Just a random ass question. That Barbie movie was damn good. You know what I mean? It's a good movie overall. And if you look at it, it's got a pretty good message. And Margot Robbie is hot. So, I mean, sign me up on it.
Yeah,
It's a two-parter, folks.
How different was it when you National Lampoon
How different was it to play National Lampoon European Vacation,
to this world?
Chris Romero, and Night of the Creeps? That was like 3.5 years. Because I turned 16 during the filming of Vacation, and I was 18 when we did this. I was the only one that was like truly should be in college. Right? Yeah, there were a lot of people in there that should be in college. This is my buddy JC, Steve, he was like 26. Jill was like 23. I'm like, no, I'm supposed to be here. It was, so look, as an actor, it's another role. But it's so much different because of the people that you're with. And I would definitely say much more on Night of the Creeps and European Vacation that I became more family with that crowd. But look, when you're lucky enough to get a job as an actor and you get to go and live life as another person, like how many people would like to do that, right? How many people would like to escape from their regular life and become another person? And that's truly one of the joys of acting, because you get to immerse yourself into another person and get away from your real world problems. Because no matter who you are, or what's going on in life, from everyone else's perspective, you're still dealing with your own life. So to be able to get a role where you can jump in and be a character and do something, it's so much fun. So I can't say one was better than the other. They were both fantastic experiences, and I got to be different people.
Question back there.
So you started acting at a fairly young age, and you got to work with some older guys. So between like Atkins and Chase, like which cantankerous old man did you learn the most from, and who was the most fun to work with?
So, I mean, you went specific with cantankerous old man. I mean, that's great grasp of your vocabulary there. It's fantastic, like to write a book or something, but it's like, and he's sweating and looking down from the bridge. But Tom would fill that role, for sure, because he just punked me and Steve Marshall all the time, but it was in a loving way. He still calls us spanking alfalfa when we see him, and it's like family. But to be able to work with him, and then to be able to have Chevy Chase in his prime, before he was bitter, you know, and when he was just like the funniest man on the planet, that's what a great experience. But I have to say the one who really stood out, and I was fortunate enough to be in this film, and I played his son. I don't know who else has been Christopher Walken's son, but I have, you know, and I'll tell you what, that dude freaked me out. Even as a kid, I was freaked out. We had this scene where it was the freak out scene in Brainstorm, which a lot of you may not know this film. It's called Brainstorm, and it's Doug Trumbull. It's a great movie, really ahead of its time, like a precursor vision of VR, but VR with its full sensory. So if you haven't seen Brainstorm, check it out. It was Natalie Wood's last movie, and I got to play Christopher Walken and Natalie Wood's son. It was my first movie ever. But someone asked me before, they said, hey, in that scene where Christopher Walken, like it's like a nightmare scene, and he throws me in the scene, it's all crazy. It's like, how was that? Was it hard? Was it like, fuck no, it wasn't hard, I was scared. That dude is scary. You don't even know, dude. I was like 12, and Christopher I'm like, dude, I wasn't acting, I was freaked the fuck out. So the zombies in this, we had a really top-notch and well-known great effects makeup. And so the zombies there were all zombies, you know, it was all made up. And I remember one guy, it was a scene in front of the fraternity house when the zombies were coming across the lawn. And the guy had one leg when he's coming across the zombies. Like, dude, you look like a real zombie. And I was like, what happened? And the guy like had his leg, he was on his motorcycle, little, you know, crotch rocket, and he had fallen asleep on his motorcycle because you were down like this, right? Until he fell asleep. Or maybe he was drunk. I don't know, but he said fell asleep. But so he falls asleep and he goes over, you know when you're like on an overpass, they have that cement, right? So the dude drifts over and his handlebar catches on top and it ground his leg off. When he falls off of the side, tells me the whole story. He's a zombie now, not even creeps. It affected me. I don't know if it affects you guys, but I just wanted to share.
I have a question for you guys, actually. How many people have, like, best friends? Like, really close best friends? Why don't you, right? That was what was so awesome about you and JC, and I think what meant so much of this movie and why it resonates is just the love that you guys had, and like one person would always have the other person's back, no matter what. And I think all of us can kind of see, like, we have friends like that. We have friends that we would do anything for. How was that relationship on set?
So, I think that I like that you touched on that. And a lot of people have talked about that in this film, the relationship between Chris and JC. And look, I mean, I've heard so many things from so many community. Are they gay? Is this, that, is that? And I don't think that's what the characters were portraying. But if people take that and they see that way, they find light and joy in it, then that's fine, you know? But what it was two friends that really cared about each other and loved each other, and, you know, and would do anything. Like, I get it, he would have done anything for me. And I think why it came across as real is that Steve and I, at that time, he was my best buddy. I mean, we hung out all the time, on the set, off the set. We were just, he was my boy, you know what I mean? So it really came across, people really got that we were truly two friends there. And everyone, you can't have a best friend, you can't have a wife, a spouse, a girlfriend, a boyfriend without having emotional highs and lows. So I think that resonated with a lot of people.
Big time, big time. All right, who's got another right there?
Well, it's for him. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday to my man right here up front.
Good way to celebrate.
Happy birthday for his birthday after.
Let's do it right now.
What's your name?
I remember Matthew, but we're going to call him Matt because he goes by Matt and she's trying to church it up.
I want to say something real quick. We're also celebrating this lady's birthday because your birthday is tomorrow.
Two birthdays.
And it's Ella, not even close. Okay. All right, ready guys?
All right.
It's happy birthday, Matt K. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Matt K. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you for spending it with us.
Hey, dude, thanks for having your 30th birthday. And you've seen the movie before, right?
That's the first time I've seen it, to be honest.
Yes,
It was
Wow.
Both of you, first time. And dude, you don't have to say it's good because I'm sitting right here. What do you honestly think about it?
Honestly, at first I was like, then I got into it, so.
Right.
It was good.
The characters at the beginning when they were running was really getting us cracked
Oh,
up.
those little aliens.
Yeah,
Dude, who doesn't love a midget in a suit?
Exactly.
I do.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Anybody watches old shows like HR Puff and stuff and shit like that? You're not cool unless you got a midget on your set.
Exactly.
Or a little person, sorry.
Okay, you work with Jill in this movie and another movie, Ghost Chase, pretty much back to back.
Yes.
Can you talk about Jill and both things with the coincidence and a little bit about the second movie?
I'll talk about it.
About
Don't even sweat. Yeah, I work hard on that. Never closed the deal though. We did 2 movies back to back.
I wouldn't have asked, but I
Dude,
wondered.
I tried. You know what I mean? Damn. You can't hate a brother for trying. So we had done Night of the Creeps, which was a lot of fun. And then, dude, it was not long after that the movie is called Ghost Chase. No one's ever gonna know what that is unless you. Yeah, he's special.
That's a crazy movie.
Dude, I'm a big fan right there. So it was one of these oddball movies, and it was like, hey, you want to go to Germany and do a movie? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go to Germany and do a movie. 3 months in Germany, sign me up. And it was with Jill, right? So they're like, oh, we'll cast you guys into this film. And so we went, we did this movie, and it was called Ghost Chase. Watch it. That's all I'm gonna say. But somehow, the director, I don't know if it was the devil or who the deal was with, but somehow he did Ghost Chase and then came to the United States and did Independence Day. What the fuck is going on here, yo? What? Same director?
Yeah!
Everybody go watch Ghost Chase and then watch Independence Day, and you don't tell me some sort of deal was made with something.
I agree.
Thank you.
What do you like Ghost Chase? Anything about it or like your experience?
Well, I liked it because I was a star. But it was like, I still can't get my head around it. I watched Ghost Chase and I watched Independence Day. What? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go find a copy of Ghost Chase and then watch Independence Day and say, how did that happen? Money helps. I'll tell you guys that. Any other questions?
I have probably this guy right here question.
So you mentioned that in European Vacation you were 16. There was that scene where the Griswolds are in a town and a young lady takes a fancy to Rusty and invites him to a private area, and then she takes off her top.
I remember.
And like now, if you're underage, they like wouldn't let you do that, like here in America anyway. Was that because that was over in Europe that they let you be there?
Good question, sir. I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit. So, I think it was just all good, you know what I mean? It's like, you're a kid, she's going to show you her tits, and you're going to love it.
Yeah!
That sounds good to me.
Yeah!
All right. It's a small crowd. I usually don't share all this. But, hooray for Hollywood. She de-virginized me.
Oh!
So, I'm part of the Me Too campaign. But I'm going to do Me Too! Exclamation point. Me Too!
So,
yeah, thank you all.
So Clark didn't wreck it after all.
Everybody found out about it too. The whole set.
I could have had the best day of my life.
Chevy, Beverly, Annie Heffley had like congregate, like, oh, it was a whole deal, right? I was so embarrassed. Until I got back to the States, the movie was done, and I'm sitting in the Warner Brothers office. I had to come in to sign something, so I'm sitting in the little waiting area to go back, and the dude walks in, and he comes through the door, walks in, and he looks at me, and he stopped and he pointed, he goes, hey, from what I hear, you're the only one that got anything on that shoot. There you go, kid. And he walks in, listen, and that's when I realized that I was the man. I was like, you know what it was? Dan Aykroyd. Call me out. I was like, Dan Aykroyd knows who I am.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, I just want to thank everybody for hanging out late and watching this. It's a really small crowd. It feels like I'm with a group of friends. So thank you guys for hanging out and watching the movie. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you guys so much for coming. You know, we couldn't do this without you. We really appreciate everyone being here. Next month we have it on the 9th. There's going to be another one posted. And thank you so much for being here.
Yeah. I gotta make sure to close my.
That's the juiciest slice. Yeah, not.